Hi everyone, Peter Grade here from the Purple House Wellness Center in Forth, and today we want to focus on the topic of cancer, because cancer is very prevalent. As you know, every one of us probably knows one or two people just in your circle of friends and family who is struggling with cancer. And here in the Purple House Wellness Center at our facilities, we see many people come through on a cancer journey. So we just want to shine the light on cancer again and tell you how we approach it. So in the past, maybe many years ago, maybe 50 years ago, like if people only just cleaned up their diet, stopped drinking, stopped smoking, and started supplementing with a little bit, often that was enough to get rid of the cancer. But in today's world, that doesn't really cut it anymore, because we're living in a society that's just full of toxins. Like there are toxins in our rainwater, there's toxic food, toxic drugs.
We're bombarded with as many toxins in a 24-hour period as my grandparents were their whole lifetime. That's all the chemicals that are being made worldwide, and we're being bombarded with them.
Well, that's we're exposed to
them, and our liver is responsible to get rid of those. Like the food we eat these days is full of toxins often, and our liver has to get rid of all those toxic wastes. So keeping our liver as healthy as it can will go a long way in protecting us from all sorts of different things,
including cancer.
Mm-hmm. One thing that is needed with a healthy liver is to digest our fats well, and that's cancer cells live on sugars. So by changing our fuel source, our energy source, to fats, we will starve the cancer cells of their fuel source. So we need a healthy liver and a good bile flow to digest our fats well. And I researched a doctor over in California. He used to go to dog shelters and pick out dogs that had cancers to treat, and he treated them with low carb, high fat diets, and he had an amazing recovery rate in those dogs with cancer. And he is a big advocate on low carb, high fat for cancer particularly, but for lots of different things.
Yeah, but let's just focus on cancer.
Yeah.
So that gives people hope, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And quite a few of our clients who do stick to a low carb, high fat or no carb, high fat, the cancer journey does turn around and the tumors start to shrivel up, and the liver becomes healthier. So your liver, that's true, absolutely needs the good oils. What are good oils? To get rid of the toxins in the body.
The good fats and oils are all your animal fats, buttercream, coconut oil, and then your good runny oils. Macadamia nut is the best, and then olive, avocado, sesame seed and peanut oil are pretty well, they are majorly monounsaturated fats. So if you stick to those and cut out the ones that create havoc inside us, which are the polyunsaturated oils. If you want polyunsaturated oils, you need to eat the foods that have got them in it, rather than have the oils.
Well, polyunsaturated oils that you get off the supermarket shelf are incredibly toxic to your body, and they basically immobilize your liver. So there you go. That means the toxins stay in your body, they get recycled by the bloodstream, and actually your liver filters your entire bloodstream every 3 minutes. So, but then if it can't filter the toxins out, it recycles the waste product around and around your body, and it goes through your brain and through every part of your body.
Which isn't good for our cells to be living in.
So,
but another thing that we recommend people have is, particularly for the thyroid, but it also, every cell of the body needs iodine, And at the end of the life of that cell, it's the iodine within the cell that causes it to be blown up when it dies.
So it doesn't turn malignant.
So it doesn't mutate into another type of cell, being a cancer cell. So the iodine is extremely important.
Yeah. So when people have been diagnosed with cancer, they often go into overwhelm, and then what I find with a lot of people is they try a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of such and such, and they're not fully invested in the health journey. And many years ago, a famous doctor in America was interviewed, and he had a really incredibly high success rate with cancer patients. And somebody asked him, well, what's your secret? Like, how come your clients recover? And he said, only my clients who have invested $50,000 to $100,000 in their recovery journey, all those clients recover from cancer pretty well, 99% of those. So the key is, that is telling me those people invest everything in their return journey.
They mean it.
They mean it, that's right. And I want you to think, like, if with anything in your life, this is your problem, you need to take ownership of it, and you need to think, if it's to be, it's up to me. That's what I thought. I've thought of like that all my life anyway, but that's what I had to think when I got hit by a truck and I was left paralyzed and left dying on the road. So other people would have given up. So it's really up to you to be so committed to yourself and just recommit to your journey every day. And even if you have to mortgage the house, it doesn't matter. Like, you will always find more money from somewhere. Support is coming from somewhere, because the universe will see that you mean it. And when you have cancer, it's actually the end result of something that's been going wrong for a long time in your life, not just your diet, right? That's we want to paint a big picture. So Pete and I, we study our cancer clients, and then we see what they have in common. Like, we like to do that because we love studying human consciousness, and we've come to the conclusion that the majority of our cancer clients are really beautiful people. They are so loved by everyone. They are generous.
Peacemakers.
Peacemakers. They want to keep peace at all costs. They're also people pleasers. They go the extra mile, but they can't say no. A lot of the time it hurts them to say no. And so, like, I want you to think this through, because this could be you as well, right? So always showing up for everyone else, but not for yourself. And in the end, this creates so much conflict in the immune system, because your boundaries on the outside are not clear. And that, of course, is also symbolic to the immune system. If you can't stick up for yourself, for starters, it's going to make your immune system despair. And then secondly, the immune system is expected to recognize, hey, this is a cancer cell, you don't belong here, get out of my body. No, you expect your body to say no to a toxic cell, but you then don't say no to toxic people in your life, right? So there is incongruence there. So you really have to think it through.
And the people pleasers are often ones that suppress anger. We all suppress anger, but
healthy anger, I should say.
But we need healthy anger, and we need to express it.
And guess where that goes? It goes into your liver again, right? And so anger is a chemical in the bloodstream. By the way, all suppressed emotions become toxic chemicals in your bloodstream. So you could be like eating a real squeaky clean diet and doing everything right. But if you are still swallowing your emotions or your words, or playing small, or not sticking up for yourself, that's constant bombardment of negative, toxic emotions in your bloodstream as well. So Pete and I, we do a lot of work with our clients. We build up a relationship, and we can find their blind spots and help point out, which part of your life isn't working, or where they need to step up, or where they need more support. So other than, of course, the nutritional support, which is absolutely foundational, I can say that 100%. you do need to get your bricks and mortar out, don't you, in the house?
If your biochemistry isn't working properly, then...
But your biochemistry won't be working properly either if you continue to behave and think rather. It's your thinking. Because we create all our problems ourselves by the way we think and feel into things, right, and by the things we say. And so most of us need course correction. Every human being needs a course correction at different times, so there's absolutely no judgment. But I'm just saying, people with cancer, there is now a time limit, right? You're running out of time. And so you really have to prioritize yourself. I get my clients to say, I'm the most important person in the room, or I'm the most important person in my life, right? And quite often these people, they can't say it. It's so hard for them to even express it, but I will be cruel and I'll keep pressing them so they can say it, and so they constantly have to prioritize their own life and body.
And you are the one most interested in your health. No one has greater interest in your health than yourself, and you have to be in control of it.
Well, as much as you can anyway, and with all the support. So that's another thing I always say to people: be open to receive all the support that the universe offers you, so don't suffer in silence. And of course Pete and I are here to support you as well. But you know, there are famous stories out there of people who went into remission by just simply, they either left their job, or they left their work, or they left everything. Like I've read stories of people, they were diagnosed with cancer and they just said goodbye to their life and moved into the forest somewhere, or to an isolated into the country. And then 20 years later, they're still alive. So they basically turned their back on their old life that created the cancer.
That created the thing,
and moved into a new life. So again, that takes courage, and it takes a lot of courage, right? And self-worth and self-love, and making you the most important person. And it's going to hurt, because if it was easy, you could have done it already. So the behaviors that you have today, and also the diseases that you have today, they actually didn't per se start with you. A lot of the time they started from things that you adopted from your childhood memories, childhood trauma, and then of course you carry your ancestors in your body as well.
Your ancestors' traumas are passed down through DNA,
and then there's a karmic journey as well. Like our soul came in with many things, many lessons to learn, and sometimes your soul literally has no other option but to give you cancer, or in my case an accident, right? And then you have to look at, the real meaning behind the symptoms and the pain. And so often by the time people have cancer, it means they've been tuning out to their body, because they're too tuned into everything else, right? And so you have to flip that back on its head. And
plus it's also our immune system that is extremely important in doing the healing from any disease, but particularly cancer. It's our own immune system is the thing that will heal our.
That's right, not the chemotherapy or not.
So 80% of our immune system belong to good, healthy bacteria, and there's a specific immunosymbiotic called immune power, which is the one specific for people with cancer, to build up the bacteria that are essential for building up that good immune system. And another way to detox your body, which is even on par with the liver, is to detox through the skin
by sweating.
By sweating. And we have now built a wood-fired sauna down by our river, and we have a good sweat in that at least once a week. And what resets the immune system is by going from that sauna, where you're sitting in a temperature of about 70 to 80 degrees, and jumping in the cold water, either under a cold shower, in a cold tub, or dip in the river.
In the fourth
and that really resets the immune system. But keeping up the good gut bacteria is essential as well. And yeah, detoxing through the skin and through the liver.
Did you say beet flow?
Beet flow to keep the bile flow going.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
Like you can't really do without beet flow. So the key ingredients in that, of course, is beet leaf juice, beetroot, and beetroot juice. But it's like very, very strongly concentrated.
It's nitric acid in that beetroot, which helps dilate little tubes, particularly the biliary tubules, so the bile flows properly.
And your bile is like your toxic waste, so that needs to end up in the toilet. And also, I just want to say, it contains taurine, which is also needed to open your bile pathways, the toxic detox pathways. And taurine gives you energy, so lots of people who are vegetarian or vegan are lacking in taurine, and their whole body breaks down because taurine is needed to give you energy, it energizes your heart and all the rest. So that's a double whammy with beet flow, absolutely necessary. Boron gets rid of toxins from your body as well. Worms, you have to kill worms. So like worms and parasites are behind every chronic disease. So you basically need to stay on a worm cleanse till you're cancer free, right?
And the smoothie that we call the Purple House smoothie has got the diatomaceous earth, it's got borax, it's got relief powder, which is also helps reset the immune system. It's got your iodine, it's got Joanna Budwick's recipe of flaxseed and milk protein in the form of yogurt or cottage cheese.
This is a free ebook, and I'll post the link in.
And it's made up with things that will help you really get the better over any tumour, cancer.
Yeah, it helps to shrink your tumours, and then it helps the healthy cells. They get a boost in the right direction, and you literally feel that happening in your body as you take the smoothie, right? So we've seen people come back from the brink of death, right, with our help, and they're still doing really, really well today. So I want everyone to feel hopeful. If you remember, you need to remember a few things from my talk. That you're the most important person in the room or in your life, and the universe is letting you know that you are the most important person, and it's up to you as well. So like, be very committed. Also spend money on yourself, so whatever that looks like. Sometimes it looks like moving away or leaving your job. That's costing you money, of course, but you're more important than your job, right? So leaving toxic relationships, or learning how to step up for yourself and how to speak your reality into the world. And
you may also need to start expressing that anger that you've been suppressing for so long.
And actually, those people will say, well, I don't have any anger in my body. That's not me. I'm not angry. I've never been angry. That's what people usually say. But anger takes up the same space in your body as peace and rest. So ask yourself then, when was the last time you felt really, really rested and at peace in yourself, right? And if you go, well, I can't remember, that means that you have suppressed anger in your body, because that's squashing out and taking over all the space in the insecticides that normally give you peace. Yeah, so it's not straightforward. And of course, if it was, we wouldn't get sick, right? Because we're dealing with a subconscious mind, and a subconscious mind is something that not many people know about, but you are 99.9% subconscious mind, and only like a tiny percentage conscious mind. And the last thing I want to say about that is that the subconscious mind is never older in its consciousness than a 7-year-old child. So you have to treat yourself with kindness, compassion, firm leadership at the same time. So if the child goes, I want a lolly, and that's your immune system, I want a lolly, you're in the oncology office and they have lollies there, which is often the case, you have to say, the conscious mind needs to say, no, that's making you sick, right? So firm leadership is important, but also giving the child a chance to be heard and to be seen and to play,
to be loved,
and nurtured, to rest, spend more time in bed. I find that with some of my cancer clients, they don't realize they have to rest. They just want to keep pushing through. But you actually can't do that because your body needs rest. Because when you rest and sleep, that's when the body repairs. And rest and sleep is not something that you can, give to yourself in any other form. You literally have to just go and succumb to it and sleep it off. So a lot more sleep, a lot more peace and quiet, and just cut everything out of your life that's not benefiting you in any form or shape, if that makes any sense. So we're here to help you. We offer lots of treatments. We also help you to clear up stuck energies from the past, and we do that very easily and quickly because we've developed our own ways of doing that. It's also very safe, and you feel a lot lighter after each session and a lot more clarity, and the immune system then is free to move
to get to work.
Yeah, to dissolve those cancer cells.
To create health.
Also, people need to drink more water. That's another thing.
Water and salt is extremely important as well.
Because I remember a story that I read once of an oncologist, and she ended up dying from cancer herself. So she was on a deathbed and couldn't move anymore, and she had always resisted all the natural ways of doing things, and on her bedside cabinet was a book about drinking water, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, I think the book was called, and she, with the last bit of energy, she started to read it. She'd kind of resisted it all, the whole journey, and so she read it, and then she thought, okay, well, I've got nothing to lose now, so she made her partner bring a lot of water, and she
with salt as well.
Healthy salt. Yeah, and she started to super hydrate her body, like double the amount that we would even recommend. So, for instance, if you weigh 60 kilos, we usually say 2 liters of water per day. So let's say she probably didn't weigh much anymore. She might have weighed 50 kilos, so she was probably drinking 4 liters of water a day. Anyway,
with a teaspoonful of salt.
And she made full recovery.
She recovered, yeah.
So water flushes out toxins, right? And any water is better than no water. So don't get lost and don't go down the rabbit hole of like which filter to use or which blah blah. Because ultimately you need to just get that water into your body. Okay, so hope you found this helpful, and hope you have a really, really good week. Stay safe, everyone. Treat yourself with love and kindness, and
enjoy the sunshine, because that also is
if you have
beneficial.
True, yeah. And you can't wait to get out in the sun again, I think. Okay, and if you have any questions, please send us a message by email or in Facebook page, or give us a ring as well. We're here to help you. And we've helped many people in the past turn their lives around. So that could be you as well. Is that all?
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good week.
Yeah, have a really great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.